Hey everyone, Nicola Light here. We're going to move on with the playlist that I've created, which was last posted, which is about the shadow within. And it sort of looks at all the different sort of phases of entity attachments, shadow work that we're going to be moving through with on our awakening journey. This is all to do with that darker aspect of ourselves. So if you haven't seen that first video, which was working through the shadow within, then have a little look at that before you look at this video. I'll put a link up for you. But this phase of our journey of our awakening is essential for us to understand, for us to evolve our soul journey onward so that we can then move more into our perspective of light. You've got to see that dualistic experience within our reality rather than just saying, oh, we'll love light and everything is all tickety boo and everything's so lovely and fairies and angels and all of that sort of stuff. It's like, it's not, you're not going deep enough. Now, come on, guys, get into that shadow, really look at it. And through that journey, through that experience, you'll see the greater understanding of who are you. You are all things, remember. You are the light, you are the dark. And that perception of reality is wonderful to expand into. Is oneness with all the density and darkness, so that you can then forgive, so that you can then create this gratitude for everything that is, which is that of the light. We focus on the light. We do not just play in light. We are awareness of the shadow within. We're aware of all that we are, but we don't play in it. Okay, it's a big step of your soul's evolution and journey, of your understanding of your mind, is to see all that you are. So we're going to deepen into the second video of this playlist so that we can deepen into yourself of the perception of reality from my truth, remember. I'm going to use light codes for my remembrance and wisdom, and I have an understanding of it through my own experience as I've risen through the journey. I have hold a passage, a rite of passage, to get me to this space where I can interpret this through my own experience of my own healing journey and through the experience of helping, assisting others into their own shadow work. So if you want to work with me, it's nicolalight.com. Then you'll see that I can mentor and also go into healing modalities with you. Check that all out, as well as group work if you want to work with me there. And also, if you want to align to playlists that I hold, you can go to my Patreon group. And also, there's a new playlist that is available on my website, which is coming very soon, which is called the 8 Program. So, okay. Let's get on to the content that I want to step into the next phase of the evolution of the soul's journey of the shadow work within. Now, if you would have watched the other video, you would have seen this was the last whiteboard information that we sit within all that is. We're in our body here. There is a dualistic experience of dark and light. And we need to balance that energy through our understanding of it to see the shadow. Okay, that. So we're going to deepen into that understanding. Just going to get another pen color out. Ow, I just trapped my finger. Just trapped my finger in the thing. And it started to rain outside. If there's no rain, then nothing can grow. There is this experience of balance that needs to come in. If it's always sunshine, then we need balance in everything, okay? All elements, but we resonate more with the sunshine, unless you're a fish. Okay, unless you're a fish. Okay, now. So let's just have a look at this then, that layers on top of all of this spectrum of the dualistic experience. We're going to focus on our light, which is here, is a higher vibration of inner standing. We're going to ground into the beautiful perception of reality of Gaia, and then we're going to see through time space that there is this inner stand. So we'll have a little look at that particular video. Da. Bababasha makiatan, ansubakiatan asha makiatan. Within this reality, there is different perceptions of a dualistic experience that sits within us. A perception of all that we are runs in this spectrum of understanding. And within each element of self, we hold a sense of being. Stay with me with this, okay? It always gets to the end of video that we actually understand what it is, what I'm talking about here. So my perception of reality within this sliding scale is that I sit within this box of reality of who am I? This phase of the evolution of Nicola sits here. And from my past of shadow work, I have moved my scale of the evolution of who am I from this as I evolve into, from time that sits here, into this phase of the evolution of who am I. So I've moved from this understanding of myself to this understanding of myself. As I move into the light perspective, I know that I'm going to evolve into this next evolutionary phase of my journey. It's moving through each individual upscaling, which is basically moving my energy in vibration upwards. From my past experience of my shadow work, I've moved through these different elements of myself, which is actually working through my lower vibrations. I am releasing all that I am not from this scale of darkness, shadow that I hold within inside of myself. Does that make sense? So you've got, you are where you are in the now moment. Perception of time leads us from past, evolution of the soul, from shadow into that of light. It is a multi-dimensional aspect, integration that we are speaking of here. It is that of shadow of self, self-shadow. So we could perceive it that we are releasing the shadow within from something that we might perceive to be an entity attachment. But from some cases of our reality, the duality of self is actually releasing an aspect of you that is stopping you from moving forward, whether it's through a mind control, whether it's from an embodied state of ancestral line, whether it's within the quantum field, which is another subject which we're going to move on to in the next video, whether it is rejecting self of shadow, it is all you. Somebody might think that it is something outside of ourselves at that point of, oh, somebody's done this to me. No, they haven't. You've just lit up sin within you, the shadow that you hold. Okay, it's really important that we see this, that we take ownership of it only by seeing it. It is you that you are releasing. It is not an entity outside of yourself, no. It is a shadow that you hold of a lower multi-dimensional aspect that stopped you from being of light. So this scale gets crossed off. This gets crossed off. This shadow is worked through. This one's worked off. This one's worked off. This one's worked off. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, meaning that we can go, when that drops off, we can move up a notch. When this one drops off, we go to the next scale. We can only hold a certain amount within our experience. So we go up, 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 up the scale, and it goes beyond. It goes into the evolution of the soul's journey. So it's not like you're holding on to that multidimensional. It drops off the end. There's only so much you can hold. So multidimensional aspect of self that is hold of shadow, bong, you bring in a lighter aspect, chung, and you bring in a lighter aspect, chung, you bring in a lighter aspect. And within that, this scale of the evolution is that you start increasing the data. consciousness is held deeper within you, that then you focus here. This, through time, moves into focusing here. Your inner work, your shadow releases. You move up a notch. Time here, you see. So you're moving into the light, but you are aware, because you've done your shadow work, that the shadow work is not focused upon. You have completed. It's completion here. Healing, completion of shadow that is held within you. Shifting, shifting, shifting in vibration, so you can see who you are not, so you can see into and through into your rise, igniting your inner light wisdom within. The playlist that I hold, which is called the 8 program, holds everything that you need to know to get to that phase. So check that out on my website. There's a playlist, or you can work with me through an 8-month program or 8 phases. So have a little look at that. It'll bring you lots of information. And I'm currently writing a book, and I've been threatening writing that book for years, but it's come through now, that this book will accompany the playlist and workbooks and stuff like that. So I'm working on that in the back end to assist everybody with their journey. So have a little look at that. Okay, that's on nicolalight.com. But it's important for us to see the shadow and hold it, to see who we are not, by releasing that multidimensional aspect. Now, that multidimensional aspect might be within the quantum field, okay, which is a multidimensional aspect of maybe a darker force of a past moment or time of self, meaning that we could hold here a Palladian aspect. And to integrate the Palladian aspect, we need to let go of an aspect maybe that is of Draco, say, example. And so the multidimensional aspect integration, to enable us to connect with higher sources of consciousness of light, we need to let go of a perceived through time, space, of an aspect of once which we were as we evolved through into the light. To understand darkness, you have to be darkness. Okay, we're naturally all light, but unless we actually see the darkness within, you're not going to see the light within. It's just the way it works. It's a game, it's a process, it's an understanding, it's an awakening, it's a shadow work, it's healing journey. It's about bringing all of that conscious awareness into the heel of the body. It's about embodiment of the vibration of consciousness. It's not playing in darkness. It is the rise into the light. So if you listen to my video content all the time, you're like, what's she talking about? In the beginning, you'll be like, I don't get it. But until you start doing your inner work, until you start seeing the shift of vibration within, you're not going to get what I'm talking about. You're not. It's only through experience. You can read books, you can read this, you could do that. But unless you've gone through the experience of it, you're not going to get it. It's like, okay, what's it like to go to Egypt? I don't know yet. I haven't been there in this lifetime to remember what it feels like. Yes, I have been there, but I haven't at the same time. In this physical body, I haven't experienced it yet. From an ego position, I haven't experienced it yet. I've read it in books, I've seen pictures of this and that, but until I actually go and experience, I don't know. I cannot make a judgment on anything until I've experienced it. Now, sometimes things are experienced from a primary perspective, and sometimes it's through somebody else's secondary perspective that I see through them. Different subject altogether. But it's an awareness that we need to see, that just because Nicola has experienced it firsthand doesn't mean to say I'm not going to experience it firsthand, but primarily through the experience, until you do experience it, you're experiencing it through me. And until you do experience it, you're not going to totally understand that reality of somebody else's perception of it. So don't judge them through their journey. Don't judge anybody through their own awakening and shadow work that they are working through. Until we see it from our perspective, from a primary perspective, we really will not understand all of it. Sometimes it's secondary. Sometimes it's first-hand. First-hand will always give the greater knowing because you are the experiencer of that reality and you get it. I get it. When I speak code and you speak code, you get it because you understand what it feels like to bring code in. If you do not, then you're not going to get that understanding of it totally. You're only going to see it through my eyes, which is a secondary perspective of reality. So just because somebody is playing in this and playing in that is no judgment of it. It doesn't resonate if somebody plays in dark, cursing, witchcraftery. You may have done through past time space, and maybe that's an aspect that's linking you back into a pattern of shadow that you need to clear out of your system. It may be that you was a witch burnt at the stake, so you can't bring forward the language of light through your vessel because you're holding fear within it. It may be a healing of the soul journey that you need to work through. It may be something that's ancestral within you. It might be something from a past life, as I just said, repeating myself now. It's coming to the finalization of the deep realization is when we start to see a pattern of saying the same thing yet again. It means there is a finalization, a deepening, a rite of passage for you to see this within yourself. When you get to a place of enough is enough, that you see that there is something holding you back, is it that shadow that you hold within yourself is anchoring into a different time space? All different perceptions of reality. It's your healing journey. You may need somebody to assist you to see it from their perspective. Never give your power away to it. You are a sovereign being of light. The universe may bring you somebody like myself that would actually be able to see it because they've journeyed through it themselves. That's not giving in or giving your power away. It's the universe is bringing you a tool to assist you to be empowered. So use those tools initially and then take into your power once you reach that step of evolution that you're moving on up into, the deepening of self through the experience of it. This is important stuff as we step up. We need to step up into our shadow to see it if we want to evolve into it. I did a video for my Patreon group, which was talking about the phases of evolution. If you want to access that, you can go on to my Patreon. There is a 7-day free access if you want to go and have a look at those tiers of videos. But it talks about the phases of the evolution of the soul's awakening. It's about the mind, body, and soul rising. But it is that journey of experience that takes us through into our shadow work and deepening into what we perceive may be an entity attachment when it actually isn't. It's something you hold inside of yourself. So the next video on this playlist, I will go more into an outer force of entity attachment. And we'll have a little look into that to sort of see that greater evolution phase of the journey of understanding what is this, or what we speak of, which is when we look at entity attachment or perceived idea of it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me on this second video of this playlist of the shadow work within, and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, and bring your awareness to all of the other videos that I have here on my channel. And I love comments. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love your comments. And I read all of them, and even if I sort of read them and put a heart near there, just know that I do tap into the energy of it. So I thank you so much for joining me. And together we rise through the journey of it. So I do hope that this assists you, and bring this awareness to somebody else if they're on the same sort of resonance of energy to you, to help them with their own healing journey. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Check out all the details below, nicolalight.com, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.